You know, kids, I wish you could have met Nanny Kath. She is, she had a big influence on who I am. A lot of her mannerisms, morals, the way she thinks, her temperament. A lot of these things are influenced by her, and I'm very grateful to have had someone like Nanny Kath. I would love talking to Nanny Kath because she was the only person, even still to this day, where I could talk, jump subjects, connect things, and not have to always explain the connections or understandings of something, and she would just get it. And I would assume that it's probably because, you know, a little bit of her genetic brain fuzz is in mine, right? And so a lot of the times when I would speak in certain ways or jump subjects and try to connect things, I never had to explain it out to her. And normally I don't really talk like that with anyone really, because it just doesn't really make sense. It's kind of like my writing. People can't read it, and they may be able to make things out, but reality is it's just too much brain power to think about it, so that there's no point trying with anyone else. I guess I do it a little bit in these videos sometimes, but for the most part I do try and make them, you know, make sense and coherent, and you know, everything's relating to each other and it's connecting and it makes sense. But I do hope one of you kids, or maybe two, can just understand me when I'm chatting in certain ways and trying to make connections with things, because it does feel like I have to speak a certain way or make things like not dumber, because it's not that I'm speaking smart. If anything, it is speaking a bit erratically. But I hope that one day that one of you kids can just understand me, because sometimes it does feel lonely not talking the way that I would want to, or the way I got used to talking with my nan. She would just always make sense of what I was saying, and I know that sometimes that wasn't always very easily for someone to do. I always feel like I struggled to get my thoughts onto a page, and so a lot of people would say, "Oh, but you're very good at talking." Again, I didn't talk till I was, 7 or 8, not fully anyway. And I also felt like when I started to talk, I felt the same way. And as I've gotten older, I thought I got better, but actually I don't think I have. I just learned a certain way. I just learned the conjoining writing, but that's not the way I want to write. That's not the way that comes natural to me. And so the way I used to talk with my nan, I can no longer do that with anyone else. And it feels like a little part of me went with her. And obviously, yes, that is true, and that is true for everyone. You know, you lose someone, you lose a part of yourself. But it really does suck, knowing that there may be someone that would just understand me, but I don't know them yet. Yeah, I miss my nan a lot. Very amazing woman. When she was younger, I heard a couple troublesome stories, which would always make me laugh, because by the time I was born, she was 80, coming towards the end of her life. And I'm glad I got to know her. I'm glad I got to call her, the biggest influence on my life. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.